way. Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Tia, and I'm here as a member of Princess Parley, a streaming show where we talk about the world's most known and professional gamers. Today we have the pleasure of having the acclamated streamer Psynaps with here today. Welcome to the show, Psynaps, and congratulations on over 220,000 views. That is an amazing goal within the Twitch world. And I want to thank not only you, but your community for supporting you as well and giving us endless hours of education. You're definitely one of the most knowledgeable streamers. I'm probably the most knowledgeable streamer I may ever have the pleasure of meeting on Twitch. With that being said, for YouTube channel later and future subscribers, could you take a brief moment to give us a description of yourself, just the basics, who you are, where you're from, and what games you play?
Tia, thank you so much for inviting me to be on this show. That is so awesome. Like, I'm super excited. Thank you guys for checking it out. Basically what I do is I do a little bit of editing at the beginning of my stream. Maybe for like an hour or two, I'll edit videos that I'm working on, either intros, 3D stuff, edits for big YouTubers or streamers, and I just do a little Q&A. I try to help people out, give people tips for improving the quality of their YouTube videos and also their stream. And then the second half of my stream, I just play games. I just play games with the viewers. We play World of Warcraft, Battlefield. People always want to play CSGO, so we're doing a lot of CSGO lately. I love Minecraft. I don't care what you guys say. Minecraft is the best game of all games ever. I'm just going to put that out there just so you guys rage out a little bit. Just think about that. It's the best game in the world. There are no better games. People are trying to get me to play League. What do you think?
I don't know. I want to try Minecraft. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about that because I've never tried it before, and recently it was bought out by Microsoft, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm really worried. You know, the Minecraft guys really tried to keep Minecraft pure for a long time, and finally they just gave up and they gave it to Microsoft. So who knows what's going to happen? But it's a really chill game. It's like a palate cleanser. So after you like rage out in World of Warcraft or CS:GO or Battlefield or whatever, you can go to Minecraft and just build something or punch a tree, whatever you like.
I hope you give tutorials in those too, because I'm going to need one starting out.
We'll play it. I have a server. We'll play together.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. I'm okay for that. So we're going to go on a bit of a journey, guys. We're going to talk about what it is that makes Richard such an intelligent and selfless individual. I'd like to start off the show by asking you the same question I ask every streamer. Where did your handle come from? Psynaps, what does it mean to you?
Psynaps, it's, you know, I have an interest in neuroscience. So when I was younger, I was really interested in the brain and how the brain works. And I came up with Psynaps because, you know, synapse, like S-Y-N, is the synapse, the junction between two neurons, and that's how neurons in your brain communicate with each other. That's the physical structure, right? But then you have Psy, which means mind, P-S-Y. And there's always been kind of like in academia or in philosophy, there's been this dualism between the mind versus the brain. So that's where it came from. I know it's kind of deep and intense, but once I got that name, I stuck with it.
That's amazing. That is, I do a lot of research on all the people that we bring in the show, and I was not joking, people, when I said he is one of the most intelligent people you'll ever meet. He's written dissertations. I believe you were working for Arizona University for a little while there, from what I was able to dig up. We've got some interesting questions that were tweeted to us for you, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up the first question on the stream here. This is from Fluxta8 on Twitter. How does one get a beard and voice as majestic as yours?
Well, it's actually, it takes a little bit of time, and it takes, I think my magic recipe is actually a couple of things. Okay, and you guys, it's mileage may vary for people, but I drink a lot of whiskey, and I like goldfish crackers and sushi, and so I think that combination of those things is what's made it work for me. And also, you can't shave. Okay, there's no shaving.
No trimming up.
And,
no taking care of it.
Yeah. That's how you do it. And time.
Oh.
You guys can do it. Believe in you.
Well, if that's the recipe, I'm gonna be having a beard soon. I like goldfish. I like whiskey. I don't shave.
Be careful.
Man, I'm gonna have a heck of a beard. Our next question comes in from Rupad. How did you make your green screen? And this is something I was interested to see as well, because I know when I go over to your stream, It looks like it's just on the back wall there.
It is, yeah. It's actually two green screens that I got at Amazon. And if you guys go to Amazon, you look up green screens. If you guys are thinking about starting your stream and you want to get a green screen back there, check Amazon. You don't have to buy these really expensive, like thick, special, like material. You can actually get some pretty cheap green cloth. You can even use like a bedspread or something like that to get your green. But yeah, it actually is on the wall. Check this out.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of space. I guess you would need that much space for when you're doing your video editing because I've seen you've had full size, body people in there. I've seen some of the work you've done with Swifty and Hotted, and that's pretty amazing. I actually didn't know that it was that big. I'm really glad you gave us a scale there.
Yeah, you could do, I saw Chinglish one time use paper, green paper as a green screen behind him, and it works. So,
I'm definitely
you don't
gonna
have
have
to.
to. I'm gonna have to check that out. Thank you so much for giving the scale. I'd love to provide everybody with a bit of history. Um, I didn't know where to start this off, so I'm gonna let you field it. Could you tell us what life was like before you started gaming and streaming full time?
um, I don't know. Just growing up, I was really inspired by, I studied science for a long time, and before I started getting into gaming, I wanted to be like a scientist, and I basically wanted to save the world using science. I wanted to save lives, and so I didn't really play any games, and I dedicated all my time to that. And it was actually, and I was young and naive. It's not easy to save the world using science. It was pretty tough. When I found the gaming community, my little sister introduced me to the gaming community. I knew at that moment that's where I belonged. So I guess there was some searching involved before I actually came. Now, I grew up a gamer. Like, I played Nintendo, and I played all the consoles, and I grew up, doing that. And I think, like, in college and stuff, I kind of shied away from that. I really focused on education and stuff. But I've always been, I think, a gamer at heart. And it took until I was, in my 20s for it really, I think, to come out.
I think that's pretty neat when you say that you wanted to save the world with science. I think you're still in a way doing that. I mean, and I don't think that's
Yeah, I
very
mean,
naive of when you were a kid because all of our heroes, were scientists. Look at Spider-Man, Peter Parker, he was a scientist. Your life also took on a new and special meaning within the past 2 years. Not only can you say that you're an amazing gamer, an amazing streamer, an amazing video editor, an amazing husband, but you're also a father as well now. For the past 2 years, I guess, time flies pretty quickly.
mhm.
How is your little future rank one player? How is Neo?
Future Rank 1 baby Neo, he's outside playing right now, and he's in training for Gladiator Rank 1. We're going to start him young, and he's going to be the best. He's the one. Yeah, that has been like a trip to have a little kid. And I thought, before I had a kid, I thought, I knew that my life was going to change for the better. I didn't know if I was going to have any more time to play games and to stream and stuff. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be taking care of the baby all the time. But it turns out he likes to play games with me. He'll sit down with me. We'll play Minecraft together. In fact, if you see me on my Minecraft server, it's probably actually him playing or me playing with him. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's really changed the way I look at the world. You guys will understand one day.
Someday. Well, that's amazing that you're able to handle all of those responsibilities. And I love sharing that kind of stuff with the rest of the gaming world because a lot of people have the same fears that you do. Once you grow up and you have kids, that you're not going to be able to be gamers. You just train them to be, little versions of yourself. He's going to be a rank one player. He's already playing Minecraft. That's awesome.
It's
Um,
a little controversial, but we don't want to like let him play games like 24 hours a day, but he definitely, as long as I'm his dad, he's going to get his game time in each day.
well, it's definitely supposed to help out with the hand-eye coordination from what I've heard.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
The size of your heart is only matched by your aptitude for generosity, and I kind of wanted to take the opportunity to squeeze this video in here, so I'm hoping that I have done this correctly. But I'd really like you guys to watch this video. This is Psynaps doing his version of the ALS Ice Bucket
I
Challenge.
got nominated for the ALS
Oh
Ice
gosh.
Bucket Challenge, and I was nominated by Devamas. And so thanks, bro, for that nomination. And I got some more nominations over Twitter. So here it is. I wanted to do something a little more creative for this, and yeah. Yeah. All right, cheers, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel. Please like it, and leave in the comments what you think.
Now that was just absolutely so much fun to watch, and you included the link for the actual charity itself there for ALS and everything as well. So yeah, I can see that the chat likes that one. In regards to the ALS video, where did you get the inspiration to do something so radically different than what was already out there?
To be completely honest, I was terrified that somebody was going to nominate me and then I was going to have to pour water on my head. Now, I don't have a problem with pouring a bucket of water on my head. That wasn't the issue. I just had this idea. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something a little bit different this time, and I'm going to do it in 3D. And that kind of pressured me to try something new and, practice, the 3D stuff. I'd never done that before, that kind of method. So I was like, I'm just YOLO. I'm going to do it. And once I had the idea, I knew for sure. I couldn't stop until it was done. And I successfully completed the Ice Bucket Challenge.
I think that it's great that you did it for that like that, because it kind of gave something new for people to look at. It kind of resurged the energy for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, because if you do too many things, even if it's for a good cause, the same way over and over again, people are going to forget about it. But people are going to talk about your ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, for years, because it's something so, so different, and I absolutely love it.
They're so cliche, all of them are the same, and there were so many. I had no idea how I was going to make it unique and make it more entertaining. So that's what I came up with.
You are incredibly entertaining and amazing and incredibly selfless, and that's one of the things that's going to lead me into the next question here. Your success is outstanding within the stream world, even though you do a lot of, and I'm going to put really large air quotes here because you do game sometimes, but a lot of the time people say that you're not doing gaming content. Did you start streaming your games and then adding your video tutorials in, or how did that start for you?
Yeah, it's always been kind of a mix, and I think that the fact that I stream games as well as editing gaming content or gaming related content for other streamers, that kind of has given me a unique fingerprint in the Twitch community. And it all started, I think, maybe almost a year ago. I've been streaming for almost a year, maybe just shy of a year, maybe 8 or 9 months. People would ask me for some editing tips, and I was like, you know what, the best way to do this is if I'm just going to stream it so that I can share it with everyone. Instead of just like helping one-on-one, I wanted to try to maximize that experience. And the streaming community is amazing. The feedback that I get from the chat really drives that format that I do. And of course, I can only stream editing for so long. So after the edits, then we all just get together and play some games.
I think that's incredible. I have tried to follow along with some of your video editing. Unfortunately, it is just not my forte. And for those that can't do video editing, you also give away intros and stuff, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more later, guys. But if you guys want an intro, make sure that you're checking out Psynaps' channel, because he's got some stuff that you're going to want to see. Now, on the topic of those educational videos that you've been doing and showing everyone how to do it, your names are attached to some of the largest streamers in the Twitch community. They need no introduction. You're talking about Swifty, Chinglish, etc. Chinglish, not too long ago, hosted an award show, and there was the category of most educational streamer. I actually want to see if I can bring that up for everyone to see here. You were nominated and you won, and I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip for everybody so they can kind of see what that was all about.
Hey, what's up guys? Psynaps here. In this video, I want to give a huge shout out to Chinglish for doing the Twitch Oscar Awards, and I ended up winning the Chinglish Oscar Award for the most educational stream. So cheers, Chinglish. Thanks for that, man. I want to give a huge shout out to Chinglish. I thought the idea was really creative. I'm very humbled because some of the other nominees were some pretty big Twitch streamers, and the nominees for the other categories were huge on Twitch. Actually won. So thank you, Chinglish, and the viewers of the Chinglish stream, and the people watching my stream that night. You guys are awesome, and thanks for voting for me. And here's a short clip. Enjoy. I wonder who the other people are up for most educational stream. This shit's about to get real.
Shit, son.
Whoa.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Warm up. Oh shit, Rock. Oh my god. I'm not warm. I gotta warm up. Yeah. Get pumped.
Look at how pumped you are.
Yeah, go check out that poll. It's for the most educational stream that Chinglish. You guys can check out Chinglish's stream too. He's he's getting pretty big. I want to do some more things with Chinglish. So he's gonna get very busy. It'll be hard to collab with him. But
You can see how excited you are. I love it.
oh, he's gonna announce it. He's gonna announce it.
Go on.
Who is it gonna be?
Probably you. Everybody
I
else
don't know.
is like, I don't know who the hell I'm above.
I don't want to get my expectations up.
Psynaps.
Is it? No way. No way.
Yeah, I spammed your shit in the chat
You
like
did?
5 times. I can't count.
I told you.
There we have it. So we can see kind of the pre-hype leading up to it. You're nervous leading in. I love it. Can you tell us kind of what your thought process was like at that time?
You know what? I was playing 3v3 at the time. I didn't even know what was going on. I knew Chinglish was streaming because I do like to watch his stream regularly. Chinglish is awesome. And I saw that he was doing the Oscar thing, and I was like, wow, that is like a really great idea. So I was kind of like tuning in to see who was winning. I was just curious who people were voting for. Basically, I think he straw polled the whole thing. All of a sudden, he comes up to the educational stream, and all of the people on my stream went over there and says, you know, you could vote for Psynaps. So I was like, what? You guys are trying to nominate me? That's really cool. And sure enough, I got nominated. Everybody voted for me. It just like blew everybody out of the water. And I was just like, I can't believe that's happening. I mean, I had to stop doing threes to check that out. And I was just like, Chinglish, thank you, dude. That's awesome for the shout out.
Well, he's not lying. I would say that you definitely are the most educational streamer on Twitch. Not only do you, you know, show people how to do these tutorials and provide free resources for these tutorials, and people usually charge a pretty hefty sum of money for what you're doing, but you also give everyone a chance to win these tutorials. Do you want to take a moment to let everyone here know how you can win one of these tutorials from yourself? Or sorry, not tutorial, intro. There we go.
Yeah, so, you know, people, when I'm working on intros and stuff, a lot of people will say, hey man, can you make me an intro? And they'll have these great ideas, like fantastic ideas for intros and stuff. And I get really inspired by these ideas. But unfortunately, the problem is I can't do a custom intro for everyone because they take so much time. And the faster that I get at making intros, the more I can do custom intros for individuals. So what I did was I kind of found a medium. I make these intros, giveaway intros, and I just give them away. And that's my way of providing intros to people because I can't make one for everyone. And what I'll do is I'll give them away on the live stream. I'll make them. You guys can watch me edit them. I'll put your name in it with some special effects and some shatter and some music and a bunch of cool stuff. I'll just make it as cool as I possibly can. And getting feedback from people at the same time as I'm making it. And then I give it away. Then we do a roll. I'll give it one way on Twitch, and then I'll give one away on my YouTube channel as well for the people that can't watch and enter the giveaway live. And the first time I did that, it was really experimental. I just wanted to see how it went, and it went really well. People liked the idea, and I was able to give a couple away. So I've been doing that. I've got more that are on the way. I'm doing a Battlefield series right now.
It
So
looks
Battlefield intros are
amazing,
really
by the way. I saw that last night, and it looks
cool.
absolutely incredible.
Thank you so much for the feedback. I really appreciate that. I've got some World of Warcraft ones, Horde, Alliance, and I'm always looking for ideas. You guys have ideas for what you want to see your name in, then let me know. I'll make one.
Now, I had to do this for a friend, and because your beard is so magnificent, I'm actually going to pop it up on my stream so you can see. These are just a few just for fun questions. We're going to be talking about beard facts with Psynaps here. So let me see if I can...
Sweet.
Oops. Let me... Oh no, for some reason it's not coming up. Just give me 1 second here. I'll have to put it over my face. Synapse beard facts. Gotcha. Okay, so there it is. We're gonna put it over my face right here. The stroking of beard increases concentration and cognitive ability. Would you agree?
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think that the beard is actually, it takes a lot of the body's natural metabolism to maintain the beard. So you have to keep the beard happy, and I think stroking it is one way to do that. And, it lets you be more focused and aware.
Science has shown that beards rarely sleep. True? False?
That's true. The beard actually, I think it doesn't need to sleep. Absolutely.
Beards are almost completely immune to sarcasm.
Absolutely. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt the beard.
It quadruples your handsomeness.
Absolutely. The beard is a natural aphrodisiac. It's changed my life. Like, it's been completely different. That's why I keep the beard. It's like, it's opened doors that I couldn't even imagine.
That's why I'm assuming you have the beard cam. It gets its own special camera.
It does. The beard actually developed its own ego. It's pretty awkward. The beard demanded its own camera.
The beard instinctually lets you know where the nearest mountain is.
I can agree.
It's a natural repellent when camping or wandering in the woods for bears.
It does. It has a well-known protective function, and something that a lot of people don't realize too is I think it actually it makes the head look larger to scare away predatory animals.
It acts as a homing beacon, attracting the jealousy and admiration of the beardless.
It's true. Like the beardless very often try to convince me to shave, but I just give them beard growing tips in return.
It dramatically increases your wood chopping capabilities.
You do gain a lot of strength and agility with the beard. That is absolutely right.
I'm glad we got to hear it first from Synapse, guys. Why the important reasons you should have a beard. We're gonna get back into the more serious questions, and thank you so much, for indulging me on that. So everybody, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, check it out, just in case you missed it. Beard Facts 101. For those that aren't overly familiar, I'd like to give them a little bit of insight to what your workload on the stream entails. This question is going to seem a bit broad, so go ahead and just answer the best you can. Can you give us a quick checklist of what your work in graphic and video design entails from start to post-production?
Sure. I mean, it's gotten more complicated over the years because I realized that the more things you do to the artwork that you're working on, the more layers and stuff you give it, a lot of times the cooler it looks. So like pretty much making WoW videos, let's use that as an example. I go into the game and I capture the game footage. And just think of all of your, when I'm describing this, think of all of your favorite YouTubers, like, like Swifty or, there's a ton of them. Just think of your favorite, they get these videos up there. The first thing you got to do, capture the video. Then I get this capture video. And if I'm doing some crazy 3D or something to it, I'll track it, use a 3D program. I'll generate some text that matches the footage. It all starts with that footage. It'll go into 3D. Then finally, at the end, once I get all the 3D stuff figured out, I'll go into Adobe After Effects. And I mention that because people are like, what software do I need? What do I need? What do I have to do to make these videos? And there's so many different softwares you can use. I prefer the Adobe Creative Suite, and I'll use like Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects to edit the footage, to give it some special effects. And then at the very end, I'll add some music or something. I'll do like a sound effects day and then compress it, upload it to YouTube, and it's done. A couple of easy steps for success.
Easy steps for, so you say. I don't know. I've watched you in work, my friend, and it does not seem like a couple easy steps. I go in there and I feel feel overwhelmed at the amount of work you do. It's just insane. I love the videos that you're working on right now. They're so amazing. What size was your company before? I guess company, I guess I'm gonna kind of use loosely because you just work for yourself. But what were your prior clients like before working with World of Warcraft, and how has your work changed from then to now?
You know, I really didn't do too much like contract work before. It I had a couple of people that would ask me for some design stuff because I've been designing stuff since I was really young, and people would ask me for, you know, designing websites or designing logos and stuff like that. So I did it a little bit, but it wasn't really my number one priority. And so my company was essentially really non-existent. But then as I started getting into the gaming community, people started asking me more and more. And that's kind of what built the company. I want to say that you guys, the Twitch community and the YouTube community, made this what it is.
Well, that's what we were talking briefly last night, and one of the things that you said that really moved me is that, you know, you want to help improve the stream quality and video quality for everybody on Twitch, not just for yourself. Um, that being said, do you come up with the concepts yourself, or is all the work that you do a collaborative process when it comes to these videos?
Um, it depends on the project. You know, a lot of this stuff I'll generate on my own based on my ideas. But I think the most successful projects that I've been involved with are always a collaboration, because with a collaboration, you're like maximizing the skills of each person. And I can use an example, maybe like Legends of the Arena is an example where, you know, I edit all the video and do the music and do everything like that. But I'm working with like huge talent. When you're working with people like I'm editing Census right now. Census is a well-known rogue in World of Warcraft. He is a pro when it comes to making YouTube videos. And when he sends me his videos, it makes my job easy because he's already good at it. And then Swifty too will send me these intro videos. He's very talented. He's been doing it for so many years. So kind of it makes my job a lot easier. And you know, lastly, it's a collaboration because I get a lot of feedback from the stream and I get a feedback from YouTube comments. So I feel like, you know, I do the technical stuff, the editing and stuff, but a lot of times the ideas and the driving force comes from the people that are around me.
I think it's really incredible that you know, help people pick what's inside their brain and then find a way to put it to video so that they can share it with the rest of the world, and the way that you can find that happy medium between, you know, what's possible and what's dreamed up in someone's head and turn it into a reality is really, really incredible, and I admire you so much for it. What was the most challenging design you've had to do so far?
The most challenging design? Probably, oh, I know what the most challenging is. For me, it's animating characters. So my first try at animating characters was my video Psynaps, where I rigged a 3D character and like made him move, you know, made his bones move. Chinglish's intro was another one like that. That for me is the most challenging because I'm not really a rigger. There's like people that are professional riggers in Hollywood cinema, and that's all they do. They just rig. So that was the toughest project, probably by far, and the most time consuming.
Riggers, I'm assuming, is slang for animating characters.
Rigging, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
when you put bones to the 3D character,
Okay.
you make them move.
As I said, that sounds incredibly complicated. What's your favorite project so far, and why?
My favorite project by far is Swifty's Legends of the Arena, and that was conceptualized over a year ago by a group of guys. We went to Swifty. We said, look, we have this idea. We want top arena players to battle each other 1v1 in the arena, and we're gonna film both perspectives. So everybody was super jazzed about it. We all wanted to get that content on our YouTube channels, and they asked me to edit it. The reason that it's the best project for me is because of the people I got to meet. I got to meet all the legends. I got to meet Hansel. I got to meet Census, Swifty, Mercator, Hotted, all of those guys that were in the legends. And, you know, I got to talk to them, collaborate. So for me as a YouTuber and a gamer, it was amazing. I'm like the biggest fan of all of those guys. And I actually got to work with their footage and talk to them one-on-one. And we still like maintain a collaborative relationship to this time.
I think it's amazing where your work gets, the opportunity to lead you to. I would love to see eventually something like, a special hosting area for people like yourself at DreamHack, because I think people showing off their talents on live stream and stuff like that. I mean, we have wonderful video editors such as yourself. We have other artists that are streaming their work, and to have somewhere where you guys can really get the recognition that you deserve would be absolutely amazing. Because at the end of the day,
That'd be awesome.
gaming is fun. Gaming is fun for all of us. That's why we're all here. That's why we're all a part of this community. But what you're doing is you're literally providing a free service to other people, and I really hope that you will get more recognition in the future for that. Do you have a plan
Thank
for
you.
this? Is this something you can see yourself still doing in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, it keeps growing and growing. And I always have my door open for opportunities to see which way it's going to go. Doing YouTube videos and stuff like that, I think I'm always going to do that because a lot of us, it's just really in our heart. It's like we love making videos. All the YouTubers, yeah. So definitely I'm going to keep making videos. But I want it to grow too. Like, I've been kind of working with YouTube networks and stuff to help other people out, and I want to grow that. So the more I can help other people out, I think that we can all grow together. And it could possibly be something that's profitable down the road, but it's also something that I really love doing. And that, how would you say, motivation or inspiration is really important in anything that you do. You have to love what you do.
I can tell that you love what you do. I mean, especially going into your stream, guys. If you haven't been over to Psynaps' stream yet, one, if you sub, you get knighted, which is awesome. It's absolutely incredible. You definitely become one of the family when you go over there. It's absolutely incredible. For people that are looking to do what you're doing, where they want to give, show the world their artistic ability, do you have any advice for people looking to stream things like that, whether it be video editing, artwork, music, etc.?
Yeah, you gotta do it. If you want to do it, there's a lot of people that come to me and they say, "How do you start? What's your advice?" And you're gonna hear this from other streamers and other YouTubers as well. You're gonna hear the advice. You have to just do it. Okay, what does that mean? It means you have to start taking the steps to get your content out there. If you're gonna be a streamer, you have to download OBS or XSplit or whatever, and you have to start your stream, and you have to go from there. And you have to try to be consistent, because all the YouTubers, I think, that are successful as well as the streamers are doing it, every day. Or if you can't do it every day, you just do it as often as you can. And talk to other people, talk to your friends, talk to other streamers, try to get a collaboration going, kind of like the one that we're doing right here.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, what you have to do. And it's tough. I watched, it was Soda Poppin' that actually was answered this question, and it was on his YouTube channel. And he actually was very insightful. And he says, look, you can't do what I do. I already did it. You have to try to do something new. And you have to try to bring something unique to the table. And that's really challenging. That's really tough, because there's so many gamers out there that love streaming and love producing content. And, how do we kind of set ourselves aside from everyone else? And, even though that's tough, we all have our own personalities. So you're going to be yourself. And I think that's how you do that.
So to cap it off, be consistent with your stream. Just do it. Don't be shy.
Just do it.
And try to as much as you can in this world that already has so many people in here. There's a bunch of different gamers. Try to have your own original.
Yeah. Be
Original
yourself.
idea.
And most importantly, I think you have to be yourself and not try to act a different way. And your personality. People are gonna like to watch your stream and like to watch you because of you. And yeah.
Well, you definitely know what you're talking about, because you have over 13,000 subscribers on YouTube alone. You're a partnered streamer, and your work is absolutely incredible. Now, last night I was in your stream towards the beginning of it, and you were talking about something called the Freedom Project. Would you mind explaining that to everybody and how it benefits everybody, in your opinion?
Cool. Yeah. So the Freedom is a YouTube network. And I guess it's kind of me giving a little plug to Freedom, but I'll tell you very honestly from my perspective about it. When we make YouTube channels, one of the things that you can do is, if you're a partner, if you get partnered on YouTube, you get more features for your YouTube channel. Basically, hidden features in YouTube open up that you can use. One of them is monetizing, so you can monetize your videos, which is nice. You know, monetization on YouTube doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really give you very much money. It's kind of like pennies, pretty much. But unless you're making like 1 million views, then it can actually be something more lucrative. And then also you can do these other cool things with your channel. And so people are trying to get partnered, but all the partner companies are like really strict and they won't let you in. And when they do let you in, they make you sign these crazy contracts and lock you in for a long time. So I came across the Freedom Network from a friend. I actually know the CEO that started this a year ago, and he's kind of for the little guy. He is letting, you know, partnering many channels, and it's becoming really successful, and he has all of these cool sponsorships and free music that you can use. Music is also like a big concern for streamers and YouTubers right now. You know, copyrighted music that gets strikes and all of this. So he's providing music for all the partners and stuff. So I'm actually able to partner people. So if you want to get partnered and you want more information, you don't know what that is, or if you're interested, then I can give you the information. You can do some research on your own. And Freedom is helping gamers out in a big way.
I think that's really good to hear, because unfortunately, you know, myself just stepping into this YouTube world of ours that we have, and the stream world, I didn't realize how stringent some of these contracts can be once you sign up to them. Some people have signed up with contracts with other sites, and they're not allowed to post their content on other sites because they unknowingly, you know, did all of that, and they don't get the money or the recognition that they deserve. So it's really nice to hear that that you can partner up like that. That's absolutely amazing.
I've had some bad experiences with networks. I won't mention any names on the interview.
Yeah, no, I think I remember who you're talking about, and yeah, I don't want to see that happen to other people. So I'm glad to see that there's kind of ways that you can avoid having that happen. We've spent a major portion of the show, of course, focused on your video editing life and, you know, things that brought us to this point. But gaming is also, you know, a huge part of what you do, and I want to spend some time talking to you about your favorite games, and how you started gaming, just to give everybody kind of an insight of who you are. So when did you begin gaming, or do you remember your first game?
My first game? Oh my gosh. Man, that's a tough one, because, you know I was really little. I think it was probably going to be like, you know, like Mario Brothers, like the original one on the original Nintendo, where you had to blow the cartridges and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's as far back as, I mean, who knows?
What would you say your
Definitely
top
old school Mario Brothers.
Oh, those games were the best. Those were the best. I still play those every now and then when I can.
Yeah.
Pull out the old Nintendo. What are your top 3 favorite games, and why?
My top 3, I think that, you know, my guys are already gonna know what the answer is, but I think my top games are World of Warcraft, Battlefield, the entire series. I've been playing Battlefield since, like, you know, the very first one, and I'm just gonna go extreme. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna say Minecraft. And the reason that I really love World of Warcraft is the people. All right, the people are actually what got me to stay playing the game. And I love competition. I love PvP. I raided endgame for years as a holy paladin. You know, endgame progression. You know, trying to get server first and stuff like that. Did that for years, 3-4 nights a week, for 3 hours at a time, when the raiding was really successful. So I had that experience. But now it's just about the PvP and going and punching nerds in the face. Sorry, nerds, if you guys face me in an arena, but you won't be able to kill me. I apologize in advance.
Oh, yeah. Shots fired.
It was tough. Yeah, so there's some competition there with PvP, and we have a great time. I really like Battlefield because there's something about that game. It's like 5 games later, I'm still like, okay, just one more game. And then 5 more games later, it's like, I can't stop playing it. Minecraft is just like, you guys, if you've never played it, you think, oh, that game is just blocks. Wait till you really immerse yourself into the game and you start playing with others. You can spend hours and hours. And it's something too, maybe as an artist, there's something about that creativity, watching people build stuff, some of the crazy things that people come up with. I am by no means a master builder in Minecraft. My houses look like everybody else's houses and they're super bad. But I'm really inspired by watching other people build these like amazing things. And there's also PvP in Minecraft. So if you're really competitive, you can play Quakecraft, which is kind of like, it's a plugin that makes Minecraft like old school Quake, where it's insta-gib. So yeah, check that out on
That's
Hypixel server.
That's pretty neat to hear, actually, because I had thought that about Minecraft. I thought it was just basically Lego inside of. And when you say master builder, that even takes me back to the Lego movie. I'm sure you've seen that with
Right.
little Neo. How do you feel about the expansion coming up, the Warlords of Draenor?
That's a really good question. I'm glad that you asked that because I think there's a lot of opinions about the expansion that's coming up, and I feel like there's a lot more hype around this expansion than previous expansions, and maybe it's just where I'm at in gaming right now that I notice how much hype there is. But I feel like there's just so much anticipation right now. People are really excited about all of the new content that's coming up. PvPers especially are really excited in all of the class changes, this number crunching that's going on. The abilities have completely changed. Even the mechanics themselves of the game, and in terms of the way numbers are working and DPS and healing and stuff, have completely changed. There's new stats, so it's kind of reawakened, I think, our interest in arena and PvP.
I
So I'm
actually
really excited
couldn't
to see
agree
where it
with you
goes.
anymore. I believe that this is probably one of the best expansions they've ever done. The hype is through the roof for it right now. Everything that you just said, I completely agree with, and I'm really excited to where it's going. What would you say that you're looking forward to the most about WoD?
Probably because I've been PvPing so much lately, I'm gonna be looking forward to the PvP. They just opened up skirms. You know, skirms were
Yeah.
part of the game, skirmishes, and they took it away. I don't remember why exactly they did that. They wanted people to play war games, so they took away skirms to kind of motivate people to play more war games, which I think was a really bad idea. Because people do war games, but it's not as easy as skirms. You can queue with skirms, you can queue with a friend, or you can just queue and get random people. That really helps you test out new things with your character, test out new abilities and specs, and actually practice when you're not in rated games. So that's one thing that I'm super excited about, and just the arena changes in general. My main tune is Paladin. I also play a mage, and I'm looking forward to see which comps grind to the top in this next season.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they brought back the skirmishes as well. Actually, I think it's a great way to get the practice without having to sacrifice any of your rating or anything like that. Try out different comps and just see if it works for you, as
Yeah.
opposed, from dropping 2K down to 19, down to 18, and so on and so forth. I'm interested to get your opinion on the animation work done for the Warlords of Oh my God, Lords of War. There we go. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm a reporter who can't talk. How did you feel about the little mini-series that they put out and the work that they put into it?
Wow. When I see that kind of stuff, like I'm really inspired. Well, I have no idea how, other animators and stuff pull that stuff off. So when I see that, I look so closely, and it kind of inspires me and stuff to try new things, and to ask questions like, how did they do that? Maybe look up tutorials and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done, and I always like looking over to the experts on animation, when you're watching something like that, because being down at the premiere, seeing it live screen as well was
Wow.
a really amazing experience. I got to meet so many wonderful people there. We're gonna field a couple questions from the chat now before we let you go, because I know that you do have your own schedule to keep. You have a little baby Neo that's running around. So while we're waiting
Yep.
for a stream delay to catch up, is there anything you want to say to anyone? Say hi to anybody? Shout outs for later?
Guys, thank you so much for inviting me to the stream, and being patient with all of these questions and my silly answers. You guys are awesome. And I just want you guys to know that streaming is really kind of changed my life in a positive way because of all the people from all over the world that you get to talk to. It brings us all closer together in a way. And it sounds kind of cheesy, but it is actually the way I think about the stream and the culture and stuff like that. We all have something in common, no matter what culture we come from or what language. We have something in common. We like games, and we play games together. So I'm really grateful. Thank you guys. But would it be okay if, one of the things I wanted to do when you first told me that we were going to do an interview was, I thought, Princess Tia Garlo is actually a really interesting person, but has she actually been interviewed? Now, I'm not a journalist, but I have a couple of questions for you if you don't mind.
All right, let's do this. Sounds exciting.
Okay, so I guess my question for you is your stream is actually very successful and it's growing really rapidly, which is really exciting to see. And that's awesome. You're doing a great job. And I like to watch your stream to see what you're up to, and your format is very organized and stuff. So when I first saw that you had a format and stuff, I was like, wow, check this out. You know, I got interested right away. So can you tell me and us, to your viewers and your fans out there, what is your motivation to start streaming? What was your motivation?
About 3 or 4 months ago, I actually didn't even know what Twitch was. My little brother, we were looking at Warlords of Draenor. He said, "Oh, why don't we go jump on Twitch and see, you know, what the expansion has?" And I had no idea what he was talking about. I saw my first streamer ever, which was Bay from Final Boss TV. I'm sure you're familiar with his show as well. And I thought, what a neat idea, the gamers can broadcast themselves. So I jumped on, and then I wanted to do something different than, you know, what was out there with, I'm not going to say all female streamers, but a good portion of them use their womanly ways to get attention, and I wanted to provide a bit of content. So I thought, you know, what could I do? And I realized that a lot of these people, when you guys are streaming, you're kind of immersed in what you're doing and showing people, like in your case, you're doing tutorials and stuff like that. But some people that are new to streaming like myself might be like, hey, you know, what's his story? Where did he come from? So I want to give a chance to not only put yourself in the limelight, and other streamers as well, but to kind of, I used that as a way to start getting views. And I had some accusations of people saying that I did it to get views. Well, of course I did it to get views. That's what the show is all about, is to get views. And if I attach myself to larger names, it would help me be more successful. And the response I had to these shows from all of the larger streamers has been phenomenal. They have loved it. Chinglish, Swifty, John, they've all been great. Sleepbag, Elemental QT. So I'm hoping that someday I can take this kind of style show and bring it to Blizzard and see what they think about that. So Blizzard, if you're ever watching this, hire me.
Such a good idea. That's a really great idea. Yeah, I think it's only going to grow. And you know, I knew it was a good idea too, because these are kind of questions that I think don't really get asked very often. And I think you see streamers all the time. You see your favorite streamers every day, and they're playing games, and we're all playing together and stuff. And there's some Q&A that kind of goes out. But to really sit down and really do a Q&A, you get to see we get to see each other in a completely different way. At least that's how I think about it, and I think it's a phenomenal idea. And as far as getting views and stuff, I think nobody's gonna disagree, because we want to see those people on your show, and I look forward to seeing who's gonna be on there next. So let me ask another question, and I think that even though you're really new on Twitch, relatively new, you are definitely a gamer at heart.
Oh,
and
yes.
Just watching you play games and stuff, and how organized and your raids and stuff are, I can tell you've been gaming for a long time. So maybe share with us where that started, and when you decided to get a little more serious about it.
Well, I've always enjoyed playing games on the computer. Now, my games go a little bit further back than when yours. You were talking about Mario and stuff like that. I started off, mine was Solitaire, and and you know, not Minecraft, the one where you click all the little bombs and stuff. But what I could say, when I got seriously started into gaming, I started with Magic the Gathering when it first came out. And we would go to a store called Asgard's, which was, you know, a comic book store, and then they had a D&D group in the back, and eventually I kind of migrated from Magic to D&D, and then from D&D to MMOs, and then, you know, now to an MMORPG, and then WoW has been my one true love since then. I mean, I've cheated on WoW with Elder Scrolls Online, and I've cheated on WoW with other games, but I always come back to it. It's really interesting. So that's kind of where it all began for me. I love gaming. I'm really loving PvP right now. Like I said, I couldn't agree with you anymore with what you were saying about arenas and the skirmishes and how they're changing things. It is awesome. Yeah, the comic book store named Asgard's Armor. That's a great name. You know, I miss it.
That's awesome. So there's another question, and I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I did look at your website. And, you know, your website has some blog posts and stuff, and some information about you. and you know, is inviting the community and stuff to be part of that website. And you talked a little bit about some, you know, nutrition, and you know, you lost a lot of weight and stuff. And I was wondering if on your stream you ever give like nutrition advice or any of that kind of stuff for other people.
Actually, I'm really happy you asked that. One of the things I did, just to let everybody know real quick, and what Psynaps is hinting at and doesn't want to come right out and say because he's a gentleman, is I lost over 100 pounds. I used to be a bigger lady. In regards to what you were saying about sharing nutrition, one of the things I'm doing right now, one of my, best friends, graphic designer, everything like that, he's here in the stream right now. He came to me before he was a mod here, I think about a month ago, and he was 336 pounds. And he said, Tia, could you please help me? You know, you succeeded on your journey. Can you help me with mine? And absolutely, absolutely. I was happy to help him out. And through him listening to my nutrition advice and, with the little workout plan that I set up for him, he's lost over 36 pounds in 1 month. So I'm really, really
Wow.
proud of him. Obviously, losing too much weight too quickly isn't healthy for you, but when you start out at that weight, it's a little bit easier to lose it a bit faster. And now it's kind of tapering down. It's getting, we're to the point where he's plateauing, and we're going to keep going, though. And I think he said his goal weight was 240. So I hope everybody can keep up to date with that. We're going to be posting that as much as we can. And I do have to say, though, if anybody does go on the website to look at nutritional information, I'm not a doctor. Everybody's a different person. Things that worked for me, I was a woman, he's a man. I try to help out the best that I can, but always, 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 always run things by your doctor first. Super, super important. But yeah, I'm really happy you asked about that, and I'm really proud of CycleX. Like, it's going good for us.
That's really awesome, guys. You guys are doing great work, and I think it's cool that you're willing to share that with other people, because people are always wondering, even if people are wondering, am I at the weight that I want to be at and stuff like that. But we can always learn good health habits from each other, and especially gamers too, because I think
we
at least for
are
me, when-
notoriously bad at sitting in front of our computer
Yeah.
and, energy drinks all around us piling up. And, I've got a coffee
Right.
cup right here. So it's
Yep, I
definitely
do
good to
too.
try and stay on top of it.
Right. Yeah, we got to help each other out, motivate each other to stay healthy and stay gaming. Because I think if you're in good health, you have a good mindset, and you're better at the games. I think you can improve your gaming performance if you think about your diet and stuff too. I don't know, just an idea.
Yeah. No, it's true. I think you're right. I think if you're in better physical health, you can do better things on the computer. And, you're going to be happier overall. Overall, you're going to get more energy. And that's going to help your stream, guys, if you're happier and you're a new streamer. People like happy people.
Well, I think that's those are the questions that I had. And guys, thank you so much for having me over, and everybody that is in my stream as well as in Tia's stream. You guys are awesome, and I can't wait to talk to you guys some more.
Well, I want to thank you so much, and we did get a couple of questions. I'm going to get these done out of the way before I let you run back to your corner of the internet, and I'll go stalk and
Absolutely.
harass you later. D. Skelly
problem.
asked, what is your favorite class and why?
My favorite? Oh gosh, that's really tough. I might have two favorites, but I think my favorite is my main Holy Paladin. The reason that I like healing with the Holy Paladin, for one thing, Paladins are like face roll. All right. Like, they wear plate and they heal, right? That's basically, I started a Holy Paladin so that I could troll other people because they were OP at the time. And I was like, this is a perfect opportunity for me to troll all those jerks in front of Stormwind and in front of Horde when we duel. And I just want to make them really mad. Well, it turns out that, healing was actually a lot of fun. And as a healer, you have a lot of responsibility, both in PvP and PvE. You have to keep everyone alive. And that's tough. It was tough finding a good healer. So I was like, I'm going to take this responsibility. I'm going to get good at healing, and we're going to win the game. And that's basically my favorite. Is definitely my second favorite is mage. Mages are the class that sometimes make me the maddest because when you go up against a great mage, they're just like jumping around and giving you a really bad day. I don't know how some mages do it. Mages that I'm thinking about, like, think about Hansel. He plays fire. Think about Mitch Jones playing Arcane. These guys are devastating, all right, in Arena. and they are very, very hard to kill. So I basically hate mages, but they're my second favorite class. That's my alt in the game.
I think that answers the next question. Are rogues your kryptonite?
Oh, I saw that question. Rogues are definitely my kryptonite. Rogues are always trying to sneak up because they're sneaky.
They're
The thing about
sneaky?
rogues is they're sneaky. They go invisible and then they sneak up behind you. And I don't know if I should really say what I think about rogues because that's what they always want to do. They're just gonna. I never trust rogues. I have a lot of rogue friends, IRL, that play rogues, but in the game you cannot be trusted because you just sneak around and you just stab people in their butt. Never turn your back. I learned that from Athene. Never turn your back and always keep your butt cheeks clenched because there's rogues around.
I think those are some great departing words. Rogues are sneaky and they want to stab you in the butt.
Never turn your back, ever, because there'll be a rogue right there.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, my friend, this was a lot of fun, and thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to do this. I'm going to let you get back to your corner of the internet, and I'm going to wrap things up over here. So if you want to give a big old wave goodbye to everybody, and I will give you the links for the YouTubes later. Everybody say bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.